Hi, you guys. Oh my goodness, it has been 5 years almost since I filmed a video, which is just so crazy. Yeah, I feel like I have to just update you guys on my life. But I did want to tell you that this video, it's going to be my top 10 favorite books from 2019. So if you want to just skip right to my 10 favorite books and don't want to hear the little recap of where I've been for 5 years or what has been happening, totally get it. I'm going to put that time right here, just skip there, and that's when I'm going to start the book countdown. But if you're an OG and you've been with me since I started YouTube filming, when was that? Senior year of high school. I'm going to be 26 next month. Oh my gosh, I'm going to fill you in a little bit because one, thank you so much for still being here. That is so crazy. And I know a lot of you, a lot of my fellow booktubers are still filming, which is amazing. And it's just so nice to see you guys. I've been watching a lot of your videos and you guys have just come a long way. And it's so amazing to see. But where should I get started? I think one of my last videos, I was talking about how I was newly 21, which is insane. So I filmed a little bit when I was at school, when I was in college, and I stopped filming for a number of things. One, I couldn't really find the time to read anymore, which was insane. with classes, and I went in for education. I'm currently an elementary teacher. Right now I'm teaching first grade. The first couple years of my career, I was teaching fourth grade. But yeah, once I started like student teaching and clinicals, and I just got so tired, and the girl that I was rooming with in school, it just was so awkward. Like I told her, I'm like, yeah, I'm a booktuber, and kind of told her what that was. And she was just like, oh, that was literally her response. And I tried filming a couple times and she was home, and it literally just felt so awkward. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't. And my now husband, whose name is Eddie, he's the one that I mentioned a lot in my videos previously. He's my high school sweetheart. But anyways, I did get married to Eddie. We got engaged when I was 23. So yes, I'm now married. We have a puppy named Finn, whose picture I'm going to put right here. He's adorable. And maybe I should also add a picture of Eddie and I too. So Eddie actually told me that he was going to help me edit the videos because, as you guys know, if you film, you know how long the editing process takes. Holy smokes, editing videos takes forever. And Eddie was like, why don't you just start filming again? Like, you're at the point in your life now where you've listened to so many books, you're reading so many books still, like, why don't you start up again? And I was like, you know what? I feel like I can. And if you're gonna help me with editing, I'm gonna take you up on that for sure. But yes, we've been married for a little over a year now. We got married in Mexico. Destination is the way to go, my friends. If you are not married or you're looking to get married soon and you don't know if you want to do a wedding where you currently live or destination, I 10 out of 10 recommend destination. We saved so much money doing destination. Our close family and friends still came, which was so sweet. We were so lucky and so fortunate that our friends came, and yeah, so that's pretty much sums it up. We got Finn the last day of my first year of teaching. Oh my gosh, I was heartbroken. My kids left. It was the last day of school. I'll never forget. I had such a good group of kids. They were so sweet. My first year of teaching was it was unreal. And they left and I just felt so empty. Like they left the classroom and I was sitting there and I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do for the whole summer? Like my kids are gone. And I called Eddie and I was like, listen, I really want to get a dog. And he's like, don't do it. Don't go to the shelter because you're gonna fall in love with the dog. And I did it anyways. And I fell in love with Finn. He's so stinking cute. I'm gonna put a picture right here of what he looked like this morning. I took a picture of him. Oh, He's just the cutest with his little heterochromia. Everyone, so funny. A lot of people ask Eddie and I, they're like, is your dog blind? I'm like, nope. Just has one brown eye and one blue eye. But he's adorable. We love him so much. But yeah, so I'm going to start getting into the books now. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Heather, and Heather's Book Review. And I'm going to list the books in order. I'm going to start at 10. Number 1 will be my favorite of 2019. And then I'm also going to talk about my biggest disappointment of 2019. A book that it had so much hype. And I read it and was like, did I read the same book as everyone else? Because holy boring. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. 10. 1 is going to be my fave. Then I'm going to tell you my biggest disappointment. And yeah, so let's get started. Top 10 books of 2019. Here we go. So something that you should know is a lot of the books I do listen to, and a lot that I'm going to mention in this top 10, little like recap here, they are audiobooks. I invested in Amazon Audible, and holy smokes, I love it. Favorite subscription by far. And yeah, just like when I'm grading tests, or when I'm in the car, or when I'm doing dishes or laundry or whatever, I always have a book on. And I don't know if it's like teaching or what, but like I can't be in the silence anymore. Like I love my kids. I love talking with my kids. And like if it's silent, I hate it. And I'm not really, I would just much rather listen to an audiobook than like music. I don't know. Depends on the mood, but I'm usually more like, I'd rather be invested. I don't want to be thinking. And I feel like I can't do that as much with music. Like I'm just unwinding or whatever, but with audiobooks, I love them. So if it was an audiobook, I will put the picture here every time I mention the book. Number 10 on my list is The Retreat by Mark Edwards. This book had a really like haunting feel for me. All of these will be spoiler free, by the way. But it is about this guy who goes on like a writer's retreat, an author, and he meets other fellow authors there. And the house that they're at has like this creepy story. The town has a really creepy vibe to it. And as the story unfolds, it was just really interesting. And it was I shouldn't say it was the only book that I read this year that had like a haunting kind of like horror vibe to it. This one did. I really liked the ending. I liked the concept of the story. I liked the little like creepy vibe to it, and it was just really good. So that has made my number 10. Number 9 on my top 10 2019 is The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. This book was unlike anything I've ever read. It's about, it is a book that goes from the past and the present, and it's about this girl who is investigating a death of someone that was really close to her. And it leads her to this old it's like an old girls' school. And the book does, one part that was a little hard for me is it goes for like 4 or 5 different point of views, character perspectives. So that was a bit hard to follow because this was an audiobook. But I loved it. I loved the past and the present, and just, it is a mystery kind of thriller, how it all unwinds, and I really enjoyed it. The ending was really good too. And this one just really stuck with me, and I enjoyed it a lot. Number 8 is Never Have I Ever by Jocelyn Jackson. This is an advanced reader's copy, an ARC. I did win this on Goodreads, from a Goodreads giveaway. And I was going to get it on Amazon Audible, and then I won the giveaway, and I was like, sweet deal, because I liked, I don't know if it's the lavender kind of whatever, the hues, I don't know, but really pretty cover. And I really wanted to read it because this is such a good book. It's just a game, never have I ever. But what if you had? What if it was something so bad, so shameful, you'd do anything to keep it a secret? This book made my top 10 because it just went a whole different way than I was expecting. I remember feeling really shocked, and I was just like, wait, I did not see this coming. And this one, it kept me on the edge of my seat. I read it really quick, and I liked it a lot. I'm gonna have to look and see if Jocelyn Jackson has other, well, yep, right here, New York Times bestselling author. So yeah, I'm gonna look at her other books because I really liked her writing. Yeah, super good. This next book, number 7, is close to my heart. If you've been with my channel, if you've been watching my channel for a minute, you're gonna know why. It's Restore Me by Tahada Mafi. I'm pretty sure I know I've reviewed the first 2 in this series. This is a young adult dystopian series, and holy smokes, it is my favorite young adult dystopian series. I reviewed when I was a wee little babe. Oh my God, just side note, I was looking at some of those videos and I looked so young. I can't believe it, but it just goes to show how long Tahara's been writing the series for. But yeah, I did read the 4th book in the series, Restore Me. I can't really say a whole lot about this without spoiling anything because it's the 4th book. Really good though. It follows the main character. Her name is Juliet, and I don't know. If you've read this, you're probably like, well, don't go saying anything, Heather, because it's literally going to give it away. But yeah, just read it. It's a really good series. I was gifted Defy Me by one of my friends. Sorry. Also, just a side note, my voice sounds like this permanently. Ever since I started 1st grade, it's like a little bit raspy. So I'm just kind of used to it. But it does go in and out sometimes because all I do is talk all the time for a living. And it's taken a toll on my voice. But yeah, just please read this series if you haven't yet. This did make number 7 for me. It wasn't my favorite book in the series, but it was still good. So, I mean, her other books are amazing, and it's hard to rate the books in the series. It's like with Harry Potter. It's hard to rate those ones because they're all really good. But you can rate them, and everyone does. But yeah, that's how I feel with this series. So yeah, number 7, Restore Me by Tahada Mafi. Number 6 is Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. Wow. This was just a shocking, evil, twisted book. And I've never, ever in my life read anything like it. And I was disgusted while reading it. I was on the edge of my seat. I was frustrated while reading it. Actually, I should say while listening, because this was an audiobook. It was crazy. I actually remember, I don't think I was feeling well when I was listening to this one. And I was in the same room as my husband, and he's hearing this book. Obviously, I didn't have my headphones in, and he was like, what actually are you listening to? And I was like, a really twisted book. Let me tell you, if you haven't listened or read it yet, 10 out of 10 recommend. It is twisted and crazy and great. Number 5 is The Good Girl by Mary Kubica. I hope I'm saying that right. I really liked this book. I bought it on a whim. Super random story, but I was in a Barnes & Noble, and there was an older woman standing by the table, and she was taking pictures of the books, and she pointed to this one. She asked me if I read it, and I said no, and lo and behold, it ended up being Mary's mom. We got in this really sweet, adorable conversation, and yeah, I ended up buying it, and she was like, no, you don't have to, and I was like, no, I'm doing it. Like, are you kidding me? This ended up being amazing. What I liked about this book, it's not really so much a thriller. It's just more of like, it's a suspense book. It's suspenseful. You're reading it, you're like, what's gonna happen? It's about this girl that gets kidnapped for ransom, and her father is supposed to pay all this money if he wants to save her, kind of thing. But the ending is crazy, and I didn't see it coming, and it's really good. So if you want something suspenseful that keeps you on the edge of your seat, I recommend it. Number 4 is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I don't know. This book was unlike anything I've read this year. the way it's about this girl who's staying in this really lavish penthouse and in this apartment building that has this like history behind it. The building does, and whoa, this was like, we're going a whole different way than anyone's gonna think we're going. I really liked it. Kept me on the edge of my seat. It was a good listen. And I did not see it coming. It was really good. And I feel like that's a trend, like now that I've been sitting here filming, like all of the books that I've picked, I feel like I didn't see coming. But this one especially, out of all the books in my top 10, this one, the way that the book ended up unfolding, I guess I should say, was not how I thought it was going to. And I appreciate that. And I really like it. Number 3 is a book written by an author who I'm extremely late to the game on. And that would be Gillian Flynn's writing. I read Sharp Objects this year, which has made my top 3rd favorite book that I read in 2019. Holy smokeroonies. This book was insane. I've been telling Eddie that we need to watch the HBO miniseries because I can't wait. It's got an all-star cast, and I think that the way that this book unfolds and the ending, and just amazing. So well done. Her writing is brilliant. It's dark, and it's so dark. The way that Gillian Flynn writes is, I can't even explain it. It's unlike any other author I've ever read a book from before in my life. This is insane. I didn't read Gone Girl because it just got spoiled. It was so hyped. It got spoiled for me. I was like, what's the point in reading it now? This one never did get spoiled, and holy cow, I'm so happy it didn't because this was amazing. Dark, riveting, sad, really heartbreaking, and yeah, I don't know. I really liked this one. Number 2 is Then She Was Gone, written by Lisa Jewell. I listened to this on audiobook. This was my very first book I listened to from Lisa Jewell. And she has become my favorite author this year. As you can see, I tend to go for thriller, mystery, kind of suspense books. And Then She Was Gone is outstanding. Jewel does this thing with her writing where she doesn't hold back in terms of she just throws in the punches and you're like, whoa, wasn't expecting that. That's sadistic and weird, or that's super just disgusting and sad and heartbreaking. And she just pulls at those heartstrings in different ways, and you're reading it and you're like, I can't believe this is happening, but I can't stop. And I don't know. She's outrageous. I just finished a book from her. It's going to be my next book review. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to save talking about it because I'm going to dedicate an entire video to it. But wow, Lisa Jewell has become my favorite author so far. She's still top favorite author 2020, only 2 months in. But yeah, outstanding. Best book I've read by her. Even the one that I'm going to do my next review on, this one still tops it. Then She Was Gone. Read it. It's insane. Listen to it. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, friends. Number 1. My number 1 book of 2019 blew me out of the water. I did that. The ending, outrageous. It's The Silent Patient, written by Alex Michaelides. Holy, well-deserved Goodreads top thriller of 2019. I could not agree more. Wow. I actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but I did so much reading after I listened to this book. Like, I just read up on the book, and I think it's becoming a movie. I think it has been signed to become a major motion picture film. Did I say that right? I don't even know. Outstanding. I did not see the ending coming at all in the slightest bit. Like there are some books where like, yep, I knew it was going that way, or yep, I knew it had to be one of these like 5 people, or yep, I knew, this book was so good. So good. So good. I loved it. I just remember when I was done listening to it, feeling like it's over. The best book that I have listened to in 2019 is over. And I knew nothing was gonna top it for me, because it was so unlike anything I've ever experienced before. And it was just so good. It was so freaking good. So yeah, those were my 10 top favorite books that I either read or listened to in 2019. Let me know if you guys agree. Let me know if some of them are your favorites, if they made your top 2019, if I read something that I loved and you were like, I absolutely hated it. Let me know. That's why I film. I love to have these conversations, because I read these books and then I need to talk to them. I need to talk to you guys about them, because that's what I love most about it, is having these conversations with you guys. But I did promise you my biggest disappointment of 2019. This was a hyped up book. It made, pretty sure it was on New York Times bestselling list. It was so hyped up. I don't understand, and I'm curious to see what you guys think. But yeah, my biggest disappointment of 2019 was indeed Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Hope I'm saying that right. I don't get it. It dragged for me, and I think I may have had a different experience had I read the book and not listened to it. God, whoever did the voiceover for this book too, I was just like, when she was doing the voices of like the kids, I was like, just no. It was, oh God, I think that had a big piece of it for me. I couldn't stand the accent. I'm just gonna tell you, it was an Amazon Audible credit. I didn't want to waste it, and I was like I forced myself to get through the book. It was boring, and I was like, what's gonna happen? Like, are we gonna get to any sort of climax ever? Like, towards the end, we kind of did. The ending, you guys know if you read it, like, there was a kind of a cool part, but it just dragged for me. And I don't know if it's because it's like not the usual kind of book I go for, but I was just, when the book ended, I was like, thank the Lord, because I need something else to like get me going. But yeah, anyways, that was my biggest disappointment. I have a feeling a lot of you are gonna be like, what is wrong with you? Actually read it and see if you like it. Maybe the listening was like my biggest piece. But yes, I just wanna say I'm so happy to be filming again. It means so much to me if you guys are watching this, and I just remember, like, the reason I do this is because I love the discussions that these videos bring, and I'm just really excited to be back at it. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.